Hey everyone, welcome back to the Basically Sisters podcast. I'm Natalia.
I'm Ashley.
Happy
Happy Monday.
Monday, as we
It's
always say.
I know, but we
Happy
do,
Monday.
we, yeah, we do hope it's a good Monday.
We
So,
do.
I mean,
We're genuine. We're saying it with a genuine heart. We're
yeah.
not just saying Happy Monday just to say it. We want you to have a Happy Monday.
One thing about
Happy,
us, we gonna say
actually,
how we feel.
yeah, exactly.
Actually,
Yeah,
actually, what?
I was gonna say Happy first week of August, but I realized that was last week.
Oh my god.
So
Okay.
we're gonna skip over that. Anyways, we hope everyone's having an amazing day so far, wherever you're listening to this, whenever you're listening to this. How are you doing? How was your week been so far? Or how was your weekend? Or how have you
Weekend
been
was.
in general?
I've been all right. Same old, same old. Just chilling. I was working on the podcast stuff basically
Hmm.
all weekend. So, and basically like the beginning of this week. So, yeah, that's really what I've been doing. I'm not gonna lie, we're recording this late at night,
Yeah, it's
and I
currently
just came back.
11:48 p.m.
Yeah, well, we know whose fault that is. It's actually not mine, but we move anyway. I went to a restaurant and I got a couple drinks, and child, I was okay feeling the drinks a little bit. I wasn't really feeling it, but it was just like,
Are you still
why?
feeling
Okay,
it?
no. Well, I was
I was about
never
to be like, that'd
feeling
make
it.
this episode more funny. Especially
No,
because
I
what we're going to
wasn't.
talk about in this episode.
Yeah, this is what we should have done, but
We need
I
drinks for
would.
this episode. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
I'd say we need drinks for this episode, but it
I
is
need
what
a
it is.
stiff drink. No, I'm kidding. Sorry. No.
Yeah, literally, that's what I said today. I was like, I need a stiff drink, but then I got a lemon drop, babe.
I've never
You
had
know
one.
me. You know me. Me and sour don't work. Like when we take tequila shots, like I typically don't use the lime because it just makes it worse for me. It doesn't hide like mask anything. So me and my friend we got lemon drops. Ciao. My mouth is just watering. Like it was just
What is in a
insane.
lemon drop? I've never had one before.
It's just lemon juice and vodka.
Ooh,
Nothing, yeah,
I'm
nothing
good on
to
that one.
no Sierra
I'm
Mist,
good.
no nothing, babe. No
Yeah,
nothing.
I think I think I can live life without that one. Without
Yeah, it
trying that.
wasn't bad. Well, they had sugar around the rim, so it wasn't bad.
Okay.
Um Honestly, it wasn't bad. I'd prefer it
Okay.
in a shot form, which they did have, but I thought I'd keep it classy on a Wednesday. We were over here. We did chug it though. We did slam lemon drops on a Wednesday
I'm
night.
cracking up.
But other than that, that's really been my highlight. Us uploading the YouTube video.
Oh
That was
yeah, we hope you
great.
guys checked it out. Or for whoever's interested, not everyone likes video for
Yeah.
podcasts.
We just thought we'd
But
give you the option.
give you the option. Check us out on our YouTube channel.
If you
Link
want to
in
see these
bio.
pretty faces and, you know,
Maybe they're watching us right now. Hey.
they might be. Hey. But yeah, other than that, that's really all I've been doing. What about you?
Nice. Let's see. This week, what have I done? Basically, just moving stuff. I've mentioned it before. I'm moving, and basically that's what I've been doing. Kind of taking in my last weeks of summer for me, or last weeks of vacation, I'd say. Um, and I've been reading too. I've been reading some good books. Well, not. I've
What
been
have you been
finishing this
reading?
book. So I've been reading this Law of Attraction book. I've it's like the second or third I've read in this series. It's um how to attract like wealth and
Mm,
I think that's literally it. Wealth and success, maybe. I forgot what it's called. But it's not like one of those like crazy it's a great book. Like I really like the perspective it's giving me and I think it's really great for like the chapter I'm
is
about to go
that a
into.
Abraham Hicks
Yeah, it's an
one?
Abraham
Or
Hicks book.
okay.
Law of Attraction. I'll have to put we're getting to to put you on a segment early. I'll have to put the link
Yeah.
below. But yeah, I was reading it
She's
today.
gonna put it on her Amazon storefront.
I'll put it on my Amazon storefront.
I'm
You
crying.
know, link in show notes.
I'm done.
But yeah, no, it was really good. I was just sitting outside today, like reading, and it was nice, honestly. Like, I think it gave me a really good perspective, and I didn't want to put it down. And I haven't been reading in so long, like, so it really made me realize like I need to start getting into the habit of reading books, fiction and nonfiction, because I'm more of a nonfiction reader. So I think that's what makes me kind of like not stay consistent with reading because I get like it's the books I be reading, like, it's not like an easy read, like, you really have to think, usually.
Yeah.
Like, you really it's a lot of information to process sometimes, and, like and I don't wanna
You
just
can't
get
binge read those.
you can't binge read, and, like, I can only read so much a night 'cause I'm like, "Okay, I really need to think about what I just read." Rather, like, a fiction book is kind of like in most cases, it's kind of like watching a show or something, like, you can just keep going, like, oh, the storyline keeps getting
Yeah.
better. So, yeah, I wanna get into both, I kinda wanna substitute reading more reading for, like, show like TV time. Like, I don't know, like fiction for like what I'm watching TV, just, because it's better and less screen time. But yeah, so I've been just chilling, doing moving stuff in that sense. And yeah, that's really about it. I can't even think what I've done. I keep forgetting what I'd be doing. But yeah.
Just a little tidbit on the reading bit. They say
Hmm.
that you should read out loud. Like it's
What
better
does that
like
do?
it helps you with your memory. I literally just saw a TikTok on it like
Oh, to
20 minutes
remember the
ago.
book?
The book and just in general, like it helps with your memory, like being able to recall information
Okay,
if
okay.
you read it
Hmm.
out loud because it's like you're reading it and hearing it at the same time, just like if you were to learn a language type
Right,
stuff,
right, right, right.
similar to
Okay.
that. So it helps with your
Interesting.
memory.
Maybe I'll
Yeah, I
try
saw that.
doing that.
I was like, maybe I'll do that. But I thought when you said you were reading books, I was like, oh, she's on spicy book talk. But no, that's just me.
No, I
That's
do want
from
to read these fiction books I be seeing, and I'm going to,
nah.
but right now I'm just kind of
Some
finishing.
of these books, I'm like, what is happening in these books? They over here talking about they nasty, and it's like,
Yeah, some of these
okay,
books be dramatic. Like people be like crying and I mean, I get it. I mean, for book readers, I get it,
yeah,
but I guess I haven't read a series or a book like that in a minute. So I do want to get into
in a
that.
minute, yeah,
Um but I also want to get into audiobooks cuz I used to be really really into that. Um when I would like commute a lot and stuff, and I don't know, I really want to get back into that cuz I do love listening, especially when it's like the person who wrote the book is like reading it.
yeah,
It's really good. Um
yeah. I mean, I'm not a big, and I wish I was. I'm just not a big audio book person
yeah,
because
Ash is an
I don't pay
audio.
attention. I don't pay attention. Like I'll
Yeah, it
think
is
about
hard to
something
lose
else.
track. Right, yeah, you have to be
Yeah,
focused. That's why you have to like it's hard with the books you choose because if it's like a lot of information, it's like, all right, am I in a lecture? Like I'm not gonna pay but like good books, like I've read some listened to some really, really good books. Like the Michelle Obama book Becoming was great. Like I'm so glad I listened to that one. Same with the Trevor Noah book. I think I listened to the Kevin Hart one too. There was a few other books. I listened to like the Bernie Sanders one on Audible. And there's like a handful of others I did, and those were like really good ones that like said it from their voice. So, but yeah, I
yeah.
want to
See,
get
the
back
thing
on that.
is, with me, I like to like read it, highlight it, make little notes. Like
Yeah,
I be acting like it's a damn textbook, so I can't be doing that with the audio. I just be think that's my problem. Like I could listen to something, and I'm just like in another world. Like if I'm not
yeah, it is
reading
hard.
it, like it's not sticking like at all.
Yeah, that's why I like to
Like
choose
if there's no
podcasts too.
visual, like at least like with TV
Right, right,
shows, it's
right.
like audio and visual. Like
Well, and there's
if
more
I'm
action
reading,
going on. Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So even with reading, like just reading the words, like change, like it keeps me engaged.
Mm-hmm.
Audiobooks, child, I tried to I got the Gabrielle Union, her first book
Oh wait,
on
I listened to that
Audible.
one on Audible too.
Yeah,
That was
and
a good
I
one.
think I would just rather read it in my
Oh
opinion. Like,
really?
yeah,
I think it
even though like
depends on people's preference.
yeah, I think it's cool that like she, spoke it and stuff. Maybe I need to do both. Maybe I need to read it and listen to it. I
Right.
think that would help because I'll put it on while like before I go to bed, and then I wake up it's still playing. I don't even know where I stopped. It's just like for a book, it's just easier for me to just put the bookmark in. I know where I stopped. I know where I started. That was one part that also was like hard for me too. Like I would listen to it
Yeah.
while I was in bed, and then I like nod off.
You fall
I
asleep.
wake up
Yeah,
and I'm
so you
like
don't.
on chapter 15 already. Like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Yeah, I feel like Audible is not meant for like chilling necessarily. I feel like it's more for like commuting. Like you're in the middle of doing something. Like I don't think I could like sit down. I think I've done it before, but like it's hard to just sit down and listen to an audiobook. I think it's more of something to put on in the background while you're doing something. When it's basically a substitute for when you can't read. That's how I kind of look at it. Like when you
See,
physically
but then
can't
at
read.
that point, I would just rather listen to a podcast than
Right,
listen
and
to an
podcasts are a
audiobook.
little bit less like you don't have to listen to every single word they're saying. So
And
it's a
it's like
little bit easier if you.
conversational, like you're like in
Right.
a conversation, whereas with the book it's just typically just one person speaking the whole time. I think maybe
Yeah.
that's what it is. But yeah,
Yeah.
anyway,
Anyways, well, let us know
not
what
as
y'all
being
think. Are y'all on
book
audio?
enthusiasts.
Yeah. We'll let you know. Maybe we'll add that. If we both get into reading, we'll add that to our put you on segment, some books to
Well, I
read.
have so many books that I need to
Yeah,
read,
Ash be
so
getting she gets books and doesn't read them. Mind you, I don't want to
that
say I'm that great either, but I don't go she buys like 10 books. Or she goes to the
yeah,
library.
yeah. Well, no, I be buying the books now, which I have so many. Not okay. I might be dragging it, but I think it's a decent amount of books. At least 20 to 30 books that I have yet to touch, like at all. So I
Dang.
need to
Yeah.
start getting a move on those. But if y'all have any, if you
Yeah, if you
guys
guys
want to
have book
contribute to my,
recommendations,
yeah, my hoarding habits of books, let us know. Let us know what books you guys like, what you've read, fiction, nonfiction. For me, fiction, I love a good romance. But I
I
don't need any
agree. I
heartbreak.
like romance. No, I think heartbreak is good in books.
Ah, mm-mm.
I feel like the last
It's
book I read that we're going on a tangent about books. This is the last little tidbit we'll say. The last book I read that like I got really emotionally invested was this is so embarrassing, y'all. Please don't. Not embarrassing of the book, but just how long ago it was. The Fault in Our Stars.
Oh my god, I was gonna say that. I was literally, bro. I read
Have
that book.
you?
No, because I don't know. Oh, I didn't. Did I go? I didn't go with you to see it. Did I?
Uh,
No. I
I don't
think I
remember
went
who
with
I went with,
my other friends, and we went to like
but I remember
Dollar
we
Tree right
talked about
before.
it. I remember we were
Yeah, we
like
went to
talking about it
Dollar
in
Tree
school.
right before, and I got like tissues. But I,
The movie
they
was
already said
sad.
no. They already
I'd
were
still
like, yeah,
cry.
we're gonna go watch the movie. We're gonna go watch the movie, and I'm like, okay, bet. So it was like a Friday. So my friend lent me the book on the Thursday, and after school, I read the whole book in one night. I was a mess.
I was
I
a
was a mess.
mess.
I was like, oh my God, the book had me in shambles. Then the next day, I watched the film in
Yeah, the
theaters.
film was
An-
just as good
I
too.
was, oh, I think that's,
Yeah.
no. Is that
Did
no,
that have
that wasn't the
Miles
last,
Teller? I think it
yes,
did. Yeah, it did. It
I
did have
think it
Miles
did.
Teller. Yeah, and then Shailene
And
Woodley. Okay.
I know who that is. I think, right?
Yeah, he's yeah. I think you know who that is. I just know him because he's like in a lot of movies. But yeah,
I
that was
think
the
I know who
last.
he is, y'all. I don't really know if it, I don't really.
But that was the last book I read that like I was like crying. But I used to get into. It's sad because I feel like as I got to be an adult, I like kind of let go. Not an adult, but like late teens, like after you're past that age of like, all those like kind of like kiddish books. Like I read a lot of series when I was younger that I loved. Like I can still think of like the Gallagher Girl Academy series. I love that series. Like that was such a phenomenal. I remember I got so into that. There was a few other series that I read that I really liked. And then I felt like as I got older, I'm like, oh, this is childish if I read fiction books. So I started just getting into nonfiction. And I think that's where like I started to really lose reading interest. Like I still read them, but I wasn't as into it. And I'm like, it's anyone can read fiction. There's so many series like so I think I don't know. I need to find like some good series. So if you guys have any recommendations, let us know.
Yeah, I think it's also hard, especially like once you go to college, like it's just so much reading already. Like
That
you
too, I
just don't even
agree.
find joy in reading, period. Like it's
Mhm.
more of a hassle and a chore to read.
Right.
And then it's like, I'm not going to read more than what I already don't want to read the stuff for my
Well, for some
classes,
people,
which
it's like a way to
matters.
de-stress reading like a good book. For me, I'd rather just lay down and watch a show. Like after a long day of doing homework, reading, I'm just gonna watch a show. Like I'm not gonna de-stress
Yeah.
reading another book. But props to people who
Yeah.
do that, honestly, because
Yeah. And it's so crazy. As a kid, oh my God, I would read through books, man. Like I would reread books. Like that's how much reading I would do. Because like my parents wouldn't let me watch TV during the week. So like I literally had no choice. And especially when you're young, like you don't really have homework like that in elementary school. So I just had a ton of books. And I was reading through chapter books like as like at I'd like to think I was pretty young for
I'm
reading at that level. But yeah, so I really want to get back into it because I think that's like a little inner child tidbit that I kind
and
of
I
let
just think it's
go.
yeah, I think it
Because
is an inner
when
child.
oh my, and it wasn't even like, because then I started getting back into it in middle school too. And like a little bit into high school, not really that much. Because like we had to read like those stupid novels and stuff like The Gatsby and things that no one cares about.
Oh, I can only think of like maybe one good book we read in high school. I
What is
can't.
it?
I can't even think of a good one.
Exactly. Like the curriculum for
No,
reading
there
is
was
just like
one I feel like that
ridiculous.
was everyone liked. I don't remember. Yeah, the
Yeah, I feel
curriculum
like there was
they
one too.
there was one I
Like
don't remember
Animal
the name.
Farm. What the hell are we reading Animal
What
Farm
was that
for?
one with like? And I'm not gonna lie to you, I didn't really read those books.
You know
And
damn well
I
I
don't
didn't.
think anyone read. I mean, props to people who did. I mean, if there was like some sort of quiz, I was trying to read this, but
No,
like I
I
didn't
wasn't
have.
even
I
reading
was
it.
not.
I was
I think
Cliff Notes. Cliff Notes me.
Cliff
Spark Notes,
Notes.
Cliff Notes.
Shout out
I
to
would
Cliff Notes.
print those out. I would print those out and
And they
read
did a
that.
phenomenal job summarize the
Great.
chat because if they
Well, I
gave
was
us
getting
better
A's.
books to read with the amount of homework we already had, if they gave us better books to read, I would have read it. But like I'm not gonna read 10 p.m. Like I want to de-stress. I'm not reading a bad book right now. And
Yeah,
no, the
facts.
Shakespeare, it's clipped. Even if I wanted to, even if I wanted to read that, I wasn't understanding. I
No, that
never
was
understood
ridiculous.
Shakespeare.
That was just that. You know what? Me and the education curriculum, we don't see eye to eye because I don't even see how that did anything for me. If
Why did we
anything,
need to
I
read
think it like
Shakespeare?
dumbed. I feel like it dumbed me down because I'm like, is this not what he's saying? They're like, no.
And let me
Like, so
no,
what is he saying?
literally what is he saying? And I'm really trying to figure out because also I English wasn't even my strongest subject. All right. Let's just say that much. All right. And then they had me reading this was not English. All right. I'm like, all right,
Yeah,
let's get it
that's
together.
yeah. It's not
Thou
like
shalt
we're
art.
in the
I'm
UK.
like
Like,
facts. And some people
come
would
on.
get into it. We'd have to read them in class. Oh man. We had a quiz on those, or when they had to like do like what were those one yo, I'm really we're going on a tangent. Socratic
Yeah.
circle. Was that what it was?
Oh my god. That was so bad. What even was that again? I can't even. Name is like sparking trauma
It's like when you
inside my
had to sit
chest.
in a circle and then like everyone would kind of get called. I forgot exactly what it was. I just remember I got a
Yeah,
when I tell you I got anxiety, I had so much anxiety because again,
because it's like they just
English
pick,
was not my
right?
strongest subject. They would pick someone random and they'd like describe this and I'd be like I'd never know what be like what do you think they meant by this? I'm like I
And it's like,
literally do not know.
no, but it's
I'm
like,
get-
oh, okay. What do you think? So how are you gonna tell me what I think is wrong?
and then they'd be like, I don't know. Next
Not
person.
quite, not
Not
quite.
quite. Not quite. Not
Anybody
quite.
else?
Close, but not quite.
Yeah,
Yeah,
close but
anybody
no
else? And then I'd
cigar.
be like, all right, why are you calling? No, it was also the ones that you had to participate in order to get
Yeah,
credit. When I tell you I had anxiety, like,
yeah.
oh man.
Nah,
And I was like a
that
good
was
student. I mean, I would stress by my class. Like I had to do well in my classes. And that
yeah.
class, like, oh god, I'm getting trauma just thinking back to English and
Yeah,
those
I
exams and
wasn't
crap.
too. Yeah, I wasn't too pressed about it because I'm like, okay, like it is what it is. This is a dumb book anyway. Like there was one
Well,
book that was good, but I just can't clearly wasn't that good because I can't remember the damn book.
I think it really like mattered like what class you were in because I remember there were some classes where I was like, all right, that's fine. Then other classes, like when I took like the advanced ones, I'd be with like all those kids that like literally this was their lifestyle. Like when I tell you they
Yeah.
wanted to be writers, they were gonna major in English. Like and
Not
those
their
ones that you think of,
lifestyle.
like they would come and say like talk for 5 minutes explaining something. You know when they literally say nothing, but they talk for 5 minutes,
Yeah.
like those kind of, and then it be gave me anxiety. I'm like, okay, how am I gonna top that? I wasn't even thinking
Yeah.
that. I was thinking something else. But
Yeah, that's
yeah.
me. I'm like, wait, so they're all the way down here and I'm like back
Right.
here. I'm
I'm
like,
like, oh good
wait.
it's a good
We're
thing I
going in
didn't
two opposite
participate.
yeah, we're going two opposite directions. I hate when they would be like, "Oh yeah, like you have to at least participate like twice within a week." So that like it wasn't up to them to remember that you needed to participate. It was up to you. So
Yeah.
it's like you decide which day you want to participate. It's like, "All
No,
right, let
I
me
would be
read the
so
notes. I'm
oh
really
man.
participating today."
And then I'd get
Ciao.
I'm getting anxiety just thinking this again. That was so bad. But
That was bad.
anyways, we digress from our book talk. I
Yeah,
hope you guys.
literally.
I hope I was relatable in some aspect. But yeah, give us book recommendations. We might add that to our put you on segment.
Yeah.
Um, but anyways, we're gonna digress to our topic today. I already know this is gonna be hilarious. We're gonna be cracking up a lot, as we usually do. But this topic is just so funny, and I think the reason we wanted to talk about it is because, um, I don't know. I just feel like at the point of our lives, like we graduated college 2 years ago. Like a lot's happened. We've grown a lot. Like we're just like I would say we're at like decent. We can look back and kind of say like look at the progress we've made. I'm about to start like a new job soon, and I just think like I don't know, both of us can kind of say like wow, we came a far way, and it's just funny to look back at like specifically our first job that we had. And I think we've briefly mentioned it before on the podcast, but
Ciao. This
this
damn
job
job.
literally we just had to unpack it today. We just want to tell you like our top kind of story times, just reminisce on this job because it was a hot mess, but looking back it's literally hilarious of
Yeah, it was a
what
hot
we
ass
had to
mess.
do.
Let me just brief
Let
everybody with
Yeah, brief everyone on what we
I
had. What
was
was
the
the
first well, I was the first one at this job. Now, this
Oh
job
yeah,
we worked at a nursing home
mm-hmm.
as dietary aides. Now, if anyone knows what that is, you already know that's like the lowest on the totem pole in the whole damn facility. Like us and the janitor were like basically
Literally
the
like
same person,
wait, and this is no hate
if
to
not
anyone who has these
more.
positions. All
Oh
respect.
no.
Janitor, shout
No,
out to janitors, shout
if
out to
anyone
cleaning
had
staff.
shoot. If
We were
anyone know I
we were basically
understand
the
and I
damn
respect
janitor.
you. Yeah, exactly. So, we worked at a nursing home. Now, I was the first one to get a job there, and I knew a bunch of people that needed a job too. So, basically, I told everybody, "Yo, apply, apply, apply." Now,
Well, I
when
think I was the
I
second
first
one to apply
you
out
were
of our
second,
friends, and then
it
other
was like
people started
four of
applying. But
yeah, it was
that's
like four of
also
us.
yeah. Keep going. Then I want to say something.
Um, but yeah, now when I told them to apply, you know, everything was work. Started to get the gist of everything. Like it wasn't that bad. The people that we worked with were great. Like mainly, it was mainly all girls, and when girls work together, we get things done in a rather quick,
Hmm.
time frame. So we were getting done early a lot
We
of
should say what the
times.
job was though, because some people might not understand what a dietary aid is.
Child, we were more than a damn dietary aid. We'll start the story there. We were more than a damn dietary aid. We were the damn dietary aid. We were the waitress, the dishwasher, the damn
The emotional
medic,
support for some of the residents.
emotional support, physical support. Some of them needed
Physical
help getting up.
support.
So basically, we were supposed to just serve. Not,
And the
first of
cleaners.
all, yeah, we were. all everything into one. We were like
Everything.
8 jobs
And let's
getting
also
paid one job.
just say I'm gonna let you continue with the thing, but I just want to say how we this job we had back, like we started this job in high school, so we were like maybe juniors or seniors.
Yeah.
I
I was a
think
junior.
you were a
It was
junior.
going into my
I think it was like I started like going into senior, but whatever. Regardless, this was back in the day when the minimum wage was literally like 8.50,
yeah.
8.7, and we were getting paid
Well, when
minimum
I started it
wage.
was like 8.25.
Yeah, it was something like that. Yeah, I think we started with this, but I think it actually was 8.25 because I found a pay stub like maybe like a year ago when I was cleaning my room, and I was like, "There's no way I was getting paid this much." But anyways, and the
And you
shifts
couldn't
were
tell us
like
we were balling, baby.
we thought we were gone. I swear to you, like when you get that first, I don't even know, but the shifts were 3 hours. So
Yeah.
literally, we with tax taken out, we literally probably made $25. Maybe no, not
That's
no.
ridiculous.
8 times. I did the math wrong. I did the math. That's embarrassing. We made like $20.
That's
A moment of
that's pissing
silence
me
for
off.
us. Moment of
That's actually pissing me off right now because I never thought about it like that. Are you freaking kidding
silence.
me?
That's also
We made
talk about the gas money to get there. Mind you, the car.
no, the time specifically 'cause she lived pretty like she lived
I
like
lived
20 minutes
I
away
lived 20 minutes. And it
and
was
she's
like
driving a
um
truck.
yeah, the car it was an SUV. But the car I drove literally it guzzled gas. Let's just say that
Yeah.
much. Um,
Oh my god, $20. What the hell?
I just
Oh
want to
my god.
preface, just keep that in mind as we continue to talk about.
Okay. So
And
basically I'll
honestly,
just
I was gonna say people who also had jobs back in the day, you can probably relate to like the amount we were getting paid, even to this day. If some people
yeah,
still work
exactly.
similar jobs or know someone, and the amount of work you have to do is just ridiculous. But
Yeah.
anyways, keep going. So
So
you're the
I'll
first
just break
person.
down. Yeah, I'm the first person. Basically, a bunch of people came from the school. Not a bunch of people. It was like like I knew everyone. Um, so a couple of them came too, and then it basically went downhill. So let me just do a quick run through of our 3 hour shift, everything that needed to happen, basically. So you get there, depending on now, it depends on what position you are that
Yeah,
day.
what position they say you?
There was multiple positions,
There's
and
multiple
I don't
positions,
even
but
we
just
don't
do the
even have
basic
time.
one. Yeah, we don't have the
Yeah,
time. Just do the
okay.
basic one that we would do.
So basically, you would get there. This this is ridiculous. Honestly, I haven't ever broken this down. So you get there and you do the waters. You put ice and water, and you do like how
Let's
many
also
was
say the
it?
residents never even drank these waters. I was on a
They
big
didn't drink the
my
water.
environmental ass was
Yeah,
like
they should have asked.
just let them
Put a
ask for water
pitcher.
because half the time we're throwing this water out. Anyways, keep going.
Yeah, but so we fill up like what 60 glasses of water and ice. Put them on the table. You prep your board because we had to take
Oh
orders
yeah.
like
Yeah, yeah,
waitresses, but
yeah.
we didn't get tips.
No
We didn't get
tips.
any
No
tips.
tips, by the way. No
Nothing.
tips.
So we had to take orders from the first seating. So there was, if it was like supper, which is what we would normal people would call dinner time. It's like two seatings. But if it was dinner, which is what lunch would be, then it was three seatings. No sense this place. But so you take the orders for first seating, then you'd go into the kitchen. Sometimes you'd have to put the damn food on the plate, even though that wasn't our job. That was the cook's job. But sometimes, in a nursing home as a dietary aide, you doing other people's jobs
Yeah, well,
without
I think let's
the
also
pay.
say this. If you want to get things done in the timely manner, you have to do other people's jobs. And
That
again,
part as
those
well.
who've worked similar jobs definitely can relate to this because y'all know you could just do your own job, but you're not getting out. You're getting out an hour late if you only do your job, basically.
Exactly, exactly. So you would have to get the food, serve it. Basically, literally waitress, like whatever they want.
And this had to be quick too
Soups. Yeah, it had to be quick
because
before
there was
second
two
seating would come.
seatings. There's two seatings,
Yeah.
yes.
And like you're serving two tables at a time in each
Each
seating
seating.
for the most part. So it's
And
either
there's like six
three
people
to
at a
four
table.
tables. Yeah. So you're doing a lot. You're taking a lot of orders. It's a lot of food going out. Pshum, pshum, pshum. You got to do the damn soups. Now, them soups, child, were hot.
Yeah, let's also,
One,
they had multiple. They had like soups,
the
salads,
meal.
the
Yeah.
meal, and then dessert.
Sides.
Sides,
Yeah.
oh, sides, and then dessert. Yeah.
Drinks. Their drinks.
But yeah, you
So
had to
on top
bring
of the
out all this
water,
stuff.
yeah, on top of the water, they would, some people would ask for like three drinks. So I'm like, milk, cranberry, and orange juice. What is wrong with you, babe? And the water. What where are you drinking this? Half the time they
And they
don't even
wouldn't
drink it.
drink it. Yeah, they didn't drink it. But
Luckily with the
regardless,
old people, it stayed the same majority of the time. So it's
yeah,
like, all
you would
right. They
memorize
want
the
the same
orders.
drinks. Exactly. Um so yeah, you
Then
would
you
be
had to pick up
serving.
also. Once
Yeah,
you
you had to
served,
bus. You had to
you
bus.
had the bus, as they call it, bus. Yeah, bussers
Bro,
know.
this
I
is
have a I
really
have a new
killing me.
respect. It's killing me thinking back. You had to bus all the plates, and you had to get most of the plates done from the first scene for the second scene done. But half the time they're still eating, so it's like you don't want to take the
Exactly.
plates, and then you got the manager yelling at you if you don't take the plate. That's like, all right, um,
Relax with manager, supervisor.
super.
She does not even deserve managerial titles at
The
all.
person we had at the time, yeah. Um, so basically, you would do all that, and then also while you're doing this, you would go in and do the dishes that you picked up.
Yeah, literally. Bro, this is just ridiculous.
You're
And this
trying to
is
get
like
them done because again,
promise
you want
you, this is the
you had
first like 45 minutes of the shift.
literally ready.
All this has
You had
happened already.
you literally had 3 hours to get all this done, so you had to do those dishes. Then you had to quickly serve like finish serving the desserts while the seasoning's coming. So then you're doing the same thing repeating again.
Hmm.
Do all their dishes or clean at least clean them up. You get what was it? Then after you did all that, you finished. You had like a 10 minute break, I think. Yeah, 15
Yeah,
minute break,
15
depending on how
minutes or something.
fast you got done. But yeah, 10-15 minutes. So then you'd come back. Sometimes you didn't even have time for a break.
Yeah,
Um, but you'd come back, you'd have to finish doing all those dishes, plus random dishes people would get down. Plus, there was other floors that they'd bring dinner to, which was like 2 or 3 floors. You had to do another 60 dishes. So you're doing at least 500 dishes
yeah.
a night, and you had to
Like
plus
in
random other
total,
things in
it's
total.
like
Yeah,
big plates, small bowls. Cause like every single thing was like in
every
its
person
own
had
dish.
like
So
six
like the
dishes they're
side,
getting.
yeah, exactly. The side, the main, the dessert was on a small plate. The main was on a big plate. They got dessert, the ice cream cups. Those goddamn ice cream cups. It was just the silverware. Then you had to do the dementia unit, their stuff. It's like, all right,
Yeah, and
this
then
is a
so
lot of damn
basically
dishes.
it's a lot of dishes you're doing, but it's not even the worst part is the dishes you do. It's the random stuff they keep bringing you to do,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah, like what the hell?
it's like
It's
stuff you're
not a
not even supposed to
conveyor
wash.
belt.
Some people's like, "Oh, I had an ice cream. Sorry."
Yeah.
But I'm like, "Are you
Sorry.
kidding?" And then after that, you would try to get that done as fast as possible. You had to clean down the whole dish room and clean down the whole kitchen. Like we talking sweep and mop.
Yeah.
This was just one of them,
Sweep,
one of the
mop,
positions.
wipe down. Yeah. Child, and that's all in 3 hours
So 3 hours.
for
So that's just
$20.
it's 20. Okay,
That's
so
ridiculous.
that's kind of what we're thinking. That's just kind of the gist of the job, so you can kind of get an idea while we go into these specific stories we're going to talk about. Um,
Exactly.
but yeah, do you
And the
want to start off?
let me just point out that whoever was in charge of hiring people was
Oh,
just so bad
I want to talk
at
about that.
hiring
Oh,
people.
I want to mention that
Yeah,
when we talk
go.
about
No, no,
because
go into it. Go
literally,
into it.
okay, you would get hired at the interview and they barely ask you any questions. And like, I saw this tweet years ago. It's like if you get no, what was it? Um if they say and it's like, oh, if they say like do you work well in a fast-paced environment or they hire you right on the spot,
Yeah.
it's about to be a toxic job. And
Yeah,
it's so
literally.
true. If they're saying, do you work well in fast paced environments? Like, don't even
Yeah.
sign up for that job.
Yeah, just run away.
Because literally run because they literally I was like, yeah, and I was 17 at the time. So I'm like, oh yeah, like I needed a job. Mind you,
Yeah,
I don't
fact.
know what money I was making, $20. But um
Literally.
and I would
Peanuts.
literally I don't even know what I use that for, but
And we were working
we
also,
were
sorry, let me
working.
just we were working hard and it was hot as hell in the kitchen.
It was
Like
hot
literally. It was
and you would
Hell's
come
Kitchen.
home smelling like onions every time.
Oh my god. No, and they would never be cooking onions. That's the worst part. It's like, why do I smell so bad? And it's not
To
like,
this
oh,
day, we don't know why
like
we
sweat.
smell them.
It doesn't even, it's like the smell of food. Like, I know when, like, if you use an air fryer, if you cook chicken or sometimes, like, your house could smell like food. Like, okay, that's different. It was always onions, no matter what meal they cooked that night. No matter what meal. You
Yeah.
walk out
No.
of that place, and I would always get because my dad would drop me
I was
off.
about to
He'd
say,
be like,
yeah,
"You
sometimes my
smell like
mom would pick me.
onions."
No, literally my mom would pick me up and say the same thing. It's like, "Oh, let me crack a
See,
window."
but the thing
And when
is,
you
the
wear your
thing is,
winter you couldn't wear a good jacket there. You couldn't wear the jacket you wear into school because
oh hell no, I'm not getting bullied because of the damn job. But my brother also worked at a nursing home, not this nursing home, but and my brother's a couple years older than me, so we would use like I would just go for the ride with my dad when he would like drop him off and pick him up. And every time we would get in the car, I'm like, "Oh, grind down a window, you stink."
I'm
But
cracking
now
up.
I feel bad because I'm like, "Damn, like that's how I used to smell too."
There's
If
no
not worse, I
literally.
think I smelled worse. Like we
Well,
literally
there's
smelled
something
like
about
onions
working dietary and being in a kitchen all day, especially with the type of food they
all
were
day.
serving.
Relax for all day,
I
Miss
mean,
3 hours. We were
3 hours.
putting in 3 hours of labor and
Well,
smelling
I
like
did.
Burger King onion rings. And not like the sweet smell of them, like like these gone bad. Like these went bad a long time ago. But
uh,
anyway, back into the hiring. Basically, they hired the worst people of all time.
they were hiring whoever needed a job.
Whoever,
Literally,
I don't even,
you need a
did
job,
they
they
even
would
do
hire
drug
you.
tests? They didn't do drug tests, did
They
they?
did. They did do drug tests. I
Oh,
remember. They did do
okay.
drug tests.
So, yeah.
There was a little
Okay.
bit of security. And honestly, the hiring process made it seem like, oh, they're trying to hire good people. The turnover at this place and some of the people they
Yeah,
hired,
because you had to get fingerprinted, right?
yeah, you
Because
had to
you're
do a
working with old
background check.
people.
Yeah.
But obviously, what the hell is what
Some of
17
them
year
got
old is
around.
genuinely gonna have a serious record to where they can't work with the elderly? Like every high school, and that's how they marketed it. It's like, oh, perfect for high schoolers, perfect after school job. I don't like how they were marketing that.
Ugh, I don't
They
know how
got
I
our
did that.
ass.
How did we do that?
They
Go.
got our ass
Oh man. But yeah,
in
they
4K. They caught our
literally in
ass.
4K. But we okay, so let's get into our stories.
Yeah.
You go first because we got a few stories just to give you an idea of how hot of a mess this job was. Do you want to go first?
Okay, my first one is honestly, I should have sued, but then I wouldn't be able to because it was probably my fault. So basically, I don't know why they had us walking around when the floor was wet in the kitchen. Like,
Literally,
you ever
floor
think
was
about
always
that?
wet. Always wet. There was like wear like the non-slip. My shoes are good shoes. I'm not wearing no
No.
sandals to work.
Well, I wasn't wearing sandals,
You were
but
wearing sneakers.
I was wearing Converse. That was stupid. So anyway,
Oh,
they had a little section where you could get like little cups so that you could like eat some of the food. So I think I was getting a cup for water because I was literally parched, dying, sweating off all H2O in my body, working for 3 hours. And I went, it was like under a table in the corner, and the floor was wet. So I'm walking over there, and then I don't know how this even happened. I bent down to get the cup, and when I stood up and took the next step to like turn around or something, I like slipped. Like it literally looked like I slipped on a banana peel. Like, and it happened in like slow motion, and I literally just landed like completely on my back, and I just lit on the wet floor
but there was no
of a
wet floor
nursing home
sign.
kitchen.
No wet floor sign.
Exactly. I should have sued their ass. That's what I should have done.
There was a lot of no wet floor signs, just saying that much. But that happened to a
Yeah.
lot of people. Cuz
Yeah,
do you
exactly.
want to go into the I don't know if you're going to tell about the story, but the time, do you know the one I'm talking about?
I think I know. I have it written down.
You want to say that one next?
Yeah. You're talking about this girl, right? That
The one who
slipped with the silverware. This isn't funny, but it
This
is.
is not funny.
Um,
It's not.
it's not
My,
as we're dying.
as we're done. When you
Well,
told,
okay, so
mind you, I wasn't there this day, but
it was
the
wild.
way when they explained it,
Oh my god. This story was just wild because I was just like minding my business. So somehow I guess someone called out, which is another
yeah,
flaw
people want to call
that
out all the
always
time.
so you get
Mind
switched to
you, we
different
would call
positions.
out.
Yeah.
I
Exact
barely did,
hell
not
yeah.
as much as others, but people were
Yeah.
calling out. There
But
was a call out almost every time, every day.
yeah,
So
for sure. So you were really doing actually like one and a half jobs because like you would have to
well,
like
or
maybe
they'd
run
call you, "Can you
upstairs.
make it in today?" Oh, when I got that call, I would hate it.
Can I make it in
Every
today?
people know when they call
Why
you,
do you
"Can
have
you
my
make it
number?
in?"
Yeah, literally. No, I can't. Clink. But so I was like this other position. So basically I was just setting the tables for like
She
the
was
next
outside
day.
the kitchen, basically, in
Yeah,
like
I
the
was
dining
outside the
room.
kitchen, but the dining room connected directly to the kitchen. Like it
Yeah,
was swing doors and all, like
yeah,
a restaurant would.
like a restaurant. Yeah.
And so I'm just minding my business, like putting the silverware out, and I needed more silverware, which they like the other people that were doing the dishes, like they would bring out the silverware to people that were setting up the person that was setting up the tables. So I'm just like, I have a couple silverwares left, so I'm like doing other things. And then I just hear like a big commotion, like a bunch of silverware just falling on the ground. And in my head, I said, I know damn well that's not my silverware that I need. Because, like, it was separated, like, the silverwares were separated by, like, okay, like the stuff that needed to be for the dementia unit. The silverware, like, they would bring it back up to another unit. And then, like, the one on the main floor. I'm like, I know damn well that's not my silverware that I need to set the rest of these goddamn tables. So then I just hear, and I hear it right by the door. So I'm like, oh, that might be my because it sounded like they were coming out.
To give it to you.
And I just hear it slam on the ground. I was like, what the hell? And I see this girl storm out of the kitchen, like damn near crying. And I'm just like, um, are you okay? Like she like fell on top of the hot silverware in the kitchen.
Or it
I'm
fell
not
on
laughing.
her. I'm not
No,
laughing, but when you I thought
it's
you
like
said
it
she
fell on
slipped.
her.
She
She
slipped kind of like
slipped.
how you slipped, and then the silk while she was carrying the silverware, she slipped, and then the silverware fell on her.
Yeah,
Mind you, these are hot silverware. They go through a
yeah.
steamer,
They're
and
fresh out the steamer
it's like
bag.
100 more than 100 silverware, so it's heavy. It's gonna hurt if it
Yeah,
falls on you.
yeah. So
But this
she
has never
went.
happened before, like it falling on someone. But anyways,
Yeah, I don't know why she didn't sue, but it's because she was storming out because I guess her and the cook got into it and someone got called a bitch and da 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 da. I'm like, wow, come on, it's the workplace, guys. Keep it. Let's not
keep it
get catty.
professional. Yeah.
Yeah, let's not get catty. But yeah, so she was like on the like she started crying, and I was like, I was just standing there like, okay, I don't really know what to do in this situation. All I needed was the silverware though. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like I asked her if she was okay and she said she's all right. But like when people just lie, like say that they're okay and they're not okay. That was
I
her.
wouldn't be
She
okay.
was not
Wait,
okay.
I thought she was crying.
She was crying. She started to cry. No, she came out and she looked like she was getting ready to cry. Then she just sat down, started crying, and I'm like,
Then I thought
Are
she
you
got
okay?
fired on the spot,
No,
or
she didn't
she
get
quit.
fired on the spot.
She either quit or got fired. I
No.
remember.
Well, she got fired, but not on the
No, I
spot.
thought she
You know.
left. I thought she literally left. I remember
Mm-mm.
that being like, yes, she literally left in the middle of her shift.
No.
Okay, but
She might have.
regardless,
I mean, I would. Shoot.
I would have left too.
Hot silverware falling on me, hundreds of forks,
You had to
knives,
go
and
through a lot
spoons.
in that. Yeah, that was.
Yeah, nah. That and it was heavy too. Like it was at least a good like 15 pounds, I'd say, of like silverware. Because you had to put it on like a flatbed, which we weren't supposed to do. But some
It
people
got
just did
them
what they wanted
clean
to do.
though.
Yeah, but they weren't organized. So it was a pain
Yeah,
in
it
my
was
behind.
hard. Yeah,
But it was
but
what it was. I didn't really care. But yeah, that was one story. I'm like, child, ooh, it's getting ghetto. The ghetto. That was me
yeah.
thinking, like, okay, am I supposed to be your therapist right now? Because I remember
Well,
there was
that
no
stuff would
supervisor
happen.
that day either. That's why I was setting the tables. I'm like, I never done this before, but okay, vibes.
Yeah, the supervisor. Yeah, that was. Ooh, that was bad. Um, but
Yeah,
speaking of the slipping, I think you know what story I'm gonna tell next.
yeah, it was on my list.
So basically, another time we were slipping. I think I was working. No, I was working a night shift. So
It
basically, what
was nice.
happened? It was definitely night. I think everyone was already on break or something, and I was finishing something up. You know me, working hard. I was working
Yeah.
hard like they're paying me overtime or something. I was literally making $20. Toxic trait of being a hard worker. You're literally just working. You're getting overworked, basically.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, so I was working. I was like the only one in the kitchen. It was me and the cook. And again, the floors were wet. The floors just stayed wet. You basically had to be like had your hands out with balance, like, or else you're gonna bust your ass. Like you had to be careful. So basically what happened was I literally the floor was I didn't see it. I was walking, literally slipped across on my feet. Like I was like gliding, like I skateboarded kind of across. It was like I
This
was like
girl was
on
walking on
ice or
water
something.
damn near.
Walk on water. I slid across, like literally, I want to say like across this whole kitchen, across like the width of the kitchen, and then literally just the cook just watched me, mouth dropped. Because I was leaving to go on break. I don't even know how it slipped. I'd be speed walking. It literally just went. I didn't fall, but it was like I just slid across like 7 feet, and then I stopped like this kind of. I was like, and then she literally just comes over, puts her hand on my shoulder, and she goes, "Careful."
I'm done.
And
I'm
I'm
really
looking at
done.
her. I'm like, no way you just walked over here and said careful after I almost
Oh
busted my
my god.
ass.
Oh
Oh
my god,
man.
that's classic. Cause that's like when you told me that story, I died. Cause one, that was like our favorite like cook. Like
Yeah, she
she
was
was
chill. She
the
was
goat.
chill. She
Like
was funny.
she was so funny too.
Yeah.
But when you told me that, I'm like, bro, that's like watching like people like on skates, like trying like
Yeah.
refusing to fall on skates. Like that's what
Yeah.
it reminded me of.
No,
Just
literally, like
she's like
I
fighting it.
was not falling. And one thing about me is I got decent balance. So I was not falling. So I was like, I literally slipped across the entire kitchen floor. Man, the way I wish I saw that. But yeah. Anyways, again, the floors were always wet.
Classic.
People were slipping and sliding. Like it was ridiculous. Um,
Yeah, that was honestly like we should have sued them, but whatever. We
Yep,
move.
someone could have gotten
Um,
seriously hurt, honestly. But anyways,
yeah.
do you have another one you want to jump
Um,
into?
yeah, I think I have like one more. And it's just
Okay, me too.
it's us because turning into waitresses, but not giving us any waitress training or anything.
Well, we
Let me
learned.
tell you. Oh, you
I
had no
can
choice.
carry
My
like
second,
7 plates.
yeah, I do that now. Still to this day. Like I burn my damn fingers
Yeah,
off.
we.
My
Yep,
finger pads are
basically.
probably just no prints anymore. Um, but no, so I'm basically on my second day. This didn't happen on my second day, but just to say, the second day of me training to work there, they're like, "Yeah, you could take a table." What do you mean take a table? What did I no, no, no. And they forced me to take a table and it just went to hell. They're like, you gotta try it, you gotta do it. That's how you learn. Don't tell me what to do. Okay, y'all paying me $8.25 an hour. Relax. This is not a high
Yeah,
value skill.
They like to throw you in
Well,
the
I
water
think it
like
is.
that.
It is a skill. I still use it. So I carry like
I'm a
when I'm
fast
unloading the
dishwasher
dishwasher.
now.
I'm telling you, when I
When
unload
I'm
my dishwasher
loading
at
it
home,
too, I'm
yeah,
the
you should.
fastest at dishes at my house.
Yeah, you should have seen me today. I was loading that bad boy up, and then when I unload them, I got like 9 plates on my one arm,
I'm
just
cracking up.
stacked.
I'm
But anyway, it was basically we had to carry, just like I was saying earlier, like a lot of people would have like multiple drinks, like for no reason. So like they would order like a large skim, small cran, small orange juice, like ran miscellaneous things that they did not need. But for the whole table, you're trying to bring out basically all these on one, like they had the server things,
the
like
little round server.
the
If y'all
round
worked in
circle.
serving, you know what we're talking about.
Well, if you get been to a restaurant before and had more than 4 people at the table, like
Yeah,
you've
you
seen them
know.
carry this out. Um, so yeah, I was putting down the drinks one by one, and then the one just spilled on the resident, like on the person. I'm like, oh my god. And it's cold. It's a cold
I
beverage.
hope it was a nice
And it
resident it
was
fell on.
it
Because let me
was.
tell you, some of them were snappy.
Yeah.
They
Some of them.
were.
Yeah.
This is no
They
hate to
were.
them. There were some great ones over there, but who?
No, there's
Some of
some
them, man.
great ones, but other ones I'm like, damn, who
They would
pissed
just
in
think
your
about it.
oatmeal
They're
this
in, they're
morning?
in a nursing home. It's already
Yeah.
kind of sad. They were taking their anger out, and it had to be the people making 8.25 an hour.
Yeah.
Wait, but
Well,
speaking of the
and they
spill
knew
the
that they.
drink,
Yeah.
do you want to tell the story when I spilled that drink?
No, you could go. You could tell your story. Basically,
Okay.
the person that I spilled it on, they were sweet about it. I think I've done it multiple times actually at the same table. So they probably were fed up with me, child. But they love me anyway. So it is what it is. But
Yeah, they like
it
me
was
too.
cranberry juice too. Like you're not getting that out. But they had people doing their laundry, so that's all right. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
tell your story.
Oh no, my story was I also had a similar experience carrying all these drinks out because again, you had to be quick. And one thing about me and Ash working this job, like I will say, we were probably the best at this job. Like we moved fast, we got done early, like we were efficient, like we were getting out of there when we need to get out of there. We were not staying late, so we were good at our
Yeah.
job.
Yeah, and
But so
there were some girls there too that were like when we were all like on
worked one
shift
night.
together.
Oh, we'd be
Oh,
done like 30 minutes early. I loved that.
yeah, we would
It
like
was so
technically
good.
like we would have to clock out by like what 7:23.
Yeah,
Like they had like that weird time that we had to clock out, but like
yeah.
when it was all the right girls, we'd be done like 6:50, 7 o'clock. Like
We'd
we were just
literally sit
vibing.
for 20. We were vibing. It was like so nice. I was like, oh, when it was
Yeah.
the people who actually could do their job, perform well. But anyways, so again, I'm coming out quick with these drinks because I'm putting these drinks out. And the one person at this table, he's the one not to get his order wrong. You don't want to give him
Yeah.
attitude. You don't want to question him. Like Ash knows exactly what I'm talking about. He
Yeah.
like hated everyone. He hated the other residents. He hated
Yeah.
the he just did not like anyone. So you had to be very careful, like what you said. Like you had to be super, super nice to him, not step on his toes. So I'm coming out. I'm always super nice and whatever. I come. I don't know how this happened. I tripped, and my whole tray of drinks fell on him. Oh, literally the whole dining room went silent. Like the workers were all looking at me like kind of smiling because they knew that was not the guy. Like my coworkers,
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all are some assholes looking at me like this. They were looking at me smiling because they were like, that's not the guy. And I felt so bad, like, oh, and I genuinely really felt like that's bad.
Yeah.
But on top of it, it's
Yeah.
the guy that literally hates everyone. So I'm like, oh my
Yeah.
gosh. He's like, I'm like, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry. He was like, makes this mean face. He literally gets up, throws his napkin and everything on the floor, and walks out. And then of course it was so dramatic, and and then of course one of the residents on the table, kind of behind him, was like, "I even got a speckle on my back." I'm like, "Please,
I never heard that.
yeah, I got a speckle on me." I'm like, "There's no
I'm
way you're
done.
saying that." As this guy's walking out, pants drenched in milk,
Like
OJ, and cranberry. Like, there's
this
no way.
man is a
I got a
whole like,
speckle,
oh my
literally.
god.
Yeah.
No, and
So then
they're
I had to
petty like
mop it
that.
down. They're petty. I'm like, don't make this about you, please. But
Yeah,
again,
yeah, yeah. Pauline, relax.
I don't even know.
But
We're not saying anyone's
yeah,
name.
I
We don't
don't.
even know if that was
Yeah,
any that
that's
we made up.
no, that wasn't who it was. But that's hilarious.
That one
Not the
was so bad.
speckle.
I was like,
Yeah, when you
yeah.
told me that,
So
I was like, oh, and I'm still seeing you, so he didn't kill you, so that's good.
no, literally so bad. Everyone was just silent because the nurses, the aides, everyone was like, because I knew that was the guy not to
Yeah,
mess with. But anyways, that happened. It was bad. But yeah, that was the one thing I want to bring up. I'm trying to see what
he
my
was
other
so
list.
meticulous with everything, like
Yeah,
his
they were so.
grilled cheeses,
Yeah, if they
his
messed up
tomato
one small
soup.
thing.
Do you remember his tomato soup? It had to be filled to the rim of the bowl,
Oh yeah,
or
I
else you.
remember that.
And you know how hard that is to carry? Like you have to just and you have to carry other soups too. Like you don't even have time to be going back and forth like, okay, I'll bring out the rest of the table soup and then just bring back his because you know his has to be like filled to the brim. No, you have to bring out all these soups. So you're trying to balance like five soups, six, maybe five on the things and one in your hand. And
Yeah,
his is like, I need it all the way to the top.
yeah. If you'd miss it, put more in it. You'd have to go
Oh,
back. It's
more.
like, all right.
You would have to take it
It's
back.
basically if it wasn't spilling when you put it down, it wasn't right. But then if it's spilling, why is that all over? I'm like, oh
Exactly. It's a mess. All right. Well, you
yeah,
know what,
I forgot
pal?
about that. It's the fact that I remember some people's orders because oh my god,
Yeah, someone just get tuna salad on wheat,
half a tuna
half
salad on
with
wheat, yeah,
chips.
vanilla ice cream in a
And
bowl.
honestly, let me just I'm not even gonna lie. I'm not this is not me saying anything negative about a past workplace. This is just in general with the nursing home industry, which you're not catching me at anyway. Why were we giving diabetics ice cream? Can someone riddle me that? Like we
That's a
technically
great point. Did any of them
technically
have
so
diet
all
restrictions?
yes,
Oh, some
they
of them
had some
did.
on their name tags, and it'd be like the little candy symbol or the fish, like if they're allergic to shellfish, and then there was other
But
symbols
if
too.
you told them no, they were not budged. Like you had to give it to
Well,
them.
you can't, yeah, you can't tell them no.
Yeah, you can't tell
And I'm
them.
like,
Yeah,
so
so why they
why? How
tell
are we
us?
dietary aids then? Because we can't tell them not to get the ice cream, even though they're diabetic. You know
And the thing is also we worked at like a nicer nursing home too. So I don't even want
exactly.
to know what the other ones are like that aren't as nice. Like it was like
Yeah,
a nice one. Like this was like one that was like pretty expensive. And I don't want to just say the whole thing was bad, but just it just again the industry in general. We're not saying the specific place, it's the industry,
it's a hundred
but
percent the industry because they're
it's
everyone in that facility was overworked. Every single person,
every
no
single
matter
person
what
and they're
level you were at.
underpaid and overworked, which is happens in a
Exactly.
lot of jobs. But yeah, that was
But it's
oof.
sad that it's like that industry, like people that actually can't really help themselves aren't really getting like the best treatment, which I
Right.
was sweet to all of them.
Me too. Yeah.
So,
And you did
because
get
I was only there
attached.
for 3 hours, you know?
Well, there was a lot of them you talked to. They get to know you because you'd see them a lot. Especially when I worked,
Oh,
like there was
yeah.
one summer I worked days. I talk about that was toxic. But the days weren't even. Let me just also break this down. The day when you would work an 8 hour shift, you'd literally do the same amount of work that you would do in a 3 hour shift. So I didn't even feel bad for the
Yeah.
day people because you literally
Yeah,
had
at all.
8 hours to do the same amount of time, same things you
Yeah.
did in the 3 hour. But yeah. Anyways, yeah. So I do. It did give me a different perspective on like nursing homes in general. Like it's sad. I already knew they were sad and it just made me more sad, especially for the residents. And you would get attached and then some of them would like pass away and it'd be kind of sad.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
and some of them would have no one come visit them. It was really sad. I was in Taco. This is just a random little story. I was and if we have pictures I'm posting. Um
I don't like where
so
this is
it
going.
was okay. So again, this might have been my first year working there. Again, you worked holidays. Like I think there was a Thanksgiving and maybe like a Christmas. No, I don't know if I worked at Christmas. Maybe. But
I
you would
worked
get
at
like time and a
Thanksgiving.
half. I worked at Thanksgiving before. Again, we were making 40 instead of $20. Why are we
Yeah.
doing that to
Well,
ourselves?
no, not even. It was time and a
It was
half. So
time
we're
and a
making
half.
30.
This is so
Ooh,
embarrassing looking back. Ooh, and we were like, yeah, we're doing it time and a half.
we were balling.
Yeah, we thought we were making money, but basically, so it was a holiday. It was Halloween. I
I
share
knew you
you
were
with
gonna
me.
do this stupid story.
So basically, like, yeah, everyone dressed up in costumes, blah blah blah. And I think this was like my first year working there. It had to be because I was like, oh, like again, I'm my mom's always like, just do it kind of thing. Like, do it for the
Yeah,
residents. I'm like, okay, maybe I'll do it. If everyone's dressing up, like, do it for the residents. They'll think it's cute. Like, you're dressed up. They'll think it's funny. Anything to, like, make them, like, I do feel bad for them. You want to, like, make them
yeah.
happy. So I bring my costume, but I didn't wear it into the place. So I was like, all right, I need to just scope out what people are wearing before I pop my costume on.
Yeah, because her
I show
costume.
up. I was about to put it on, and I see no one wore a costume. So I didn't wear the costume. I was like, mind you, the costume was a crayon. It was a blue crayon.
Imagine walking in as
And
a
I was
blue crayon and no one
with the
else is wearing a
no
costume
one else with the hat at the point.
with that.
So basically, I brought them like, oh, I'm not gonna say anything, but Ashley was working that day. Why didn't you wear a costume? I don't think about it. Like, why didn't I preface this with you before we went?
I don't
I don't
know.
know. Anyway, so I went. I
Probably
was like,
asked me, and I said, "I'm not wearing no damn costume. It's too damn hot in
but I'm like,
there."
all right, what? Yeah, I don't know why I thought I was gonna wear it when it was, but anyways, yeah. So towards the end, whatever, I didn't wear it, and I think a few of our other friends had to be there because they were like, when we all like at the end we were done, we were just sitting down chilling, um, and everyone was kind of cracking up, like, oh, where's the costume? I think maybe you told people I brought a costume, like put it on, and I was like, no, I'm not putting it on, whatever. I'm like, Ashley, put it on. I think everyone like convinced Ashley to put it on. So she put this
Like an
crayon
idiot that
costume
I am.
on. And the way she looked in this picture, because Ashley was like 5
I
foot
look
at the
like a
time.
yeah, I look like a damn bozo, like an idiot, just in a blue crayon.
She has the blue crayon costume against the wall. And it's a large costume. Like it literally went down to her feet. It was just so hilarious, man. Everyone was dying when she put this. And I still have the picture. And I think our friend has it saved as her contact. We won't share the
Yeah.
picture out of privacy for Ashley. She doesn't want to.
I look ridiculous. What is there to show? I think of a damn blue Crayola costume, and then think of my short self. I haven't grown. I'm pretty sure I've only grown an inch since then. They told me I stopped
Oh,
growing
God.
at 16. So imagine me, my figure, short and stout, in a damn
It was
Crayola.
hilarious. I literally took me out, but
I
yeah,
don't
that was
even
a lot.
understand how it was your costume, and
I don't know how
I'm
we
the
got
one that has
Ashley
a
to put it
picture
on.
in it. Child.
Oh man, that was funny. But yeah, anyways, we could go on for we had so many stories at this place. It was just hilarious, and I think it was funny to look back at this and like I think it's so great to start. I think everyone needs a job like not the specific job we had, but a similar job where you're
A
like,
job
dang,
that
like
humbles you.
humbles you basically. That job humbled me. I was like, this is
What?
exactly what I don't
I'm
want to spend my
humbled.
life. And you would
Yeah.
spend a time around people who literally were stuck there for years, and it was sad and depressing,
Yeah,
honestly,
like
because
9
they hated
years.
it. They hated it, and they just kept going. I was like, oh my gosh, but yeah, we're blessed not to be not having to work a job. Like, not saying those jobs are bad everywhere. You know, some people might like
Use
it. It
them
might
as
be the
step
job
yeah,
for them,
and yeah, it
but for
might be
specifically,
something that you love to do. But use it as a stepping stone if it's
right,
not for you. And just think, if you are working one of those jobs, like it doesn't have to be a dead end. Just
right.
use it as a step. If you view it as a stepping stone and like change your perspective of the job, then I think that really does help,
It does,
kind of
yeah.
get through
Using
it.
it just yeah, it's not your end all be all, but unless someone if you really love it, honestly, props to you.
Yeah.
But if you don't,
Yeah.
just know it's not the end. But yeah, oh gosh, that job, I look back, I'm like, thank God I don't have to work a job like that. And I'm on to
Yeah.
we're on to better things for us specifically.
Yeah.
Because that job really again humbled us and we
Well,
were barely
that
making
really
anything.
taught us like you need to like we were working for those $20,
When I
babe.
I wanted to say something. Minimum wage workers, dietary workers, people working these jobs work way more than CEOs, all these people working like these high paying jobs. Like they do so much, at least physically, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like physically and
Yeah.
mentally. Like I'm thinking about that job, like, oh my gosh, I don't even know. I wouldn't be able to do it now. Maybe I
Yeah.
would. But
Hell
like I'm
no.
thinking like there were some workers that were like 40 that were working with us.
Exactly.
And I'm like, how are you? It was just, I don't know. But we made some good friends, honestly. Like, shout out to the
Yeah.
people that work. Y'all know who you are if you're listening to this podcast. Shout out to them because
Facts.
if you know your first job, you make some good friends because you be bonding over the trauma you go through
And
at that job.
you be making friends with the 40-year-olds too. So shout out to
You
them.
be literally the people you make friends with. It's like you would never expect. Like these would not really be. Well, not saying
Yeah, like
everyone.
worlds colliding.
Yeah, our worlds definitely not collide, but that job it just brought you together, and it was just so great. Like a shout out to those people because they were, especially those
Yeah,
ones
they
that like when we all worked together that one night and it was just lit. We'd have such a good time. I love those nights when it was a
exactly.
good shift. I actually enjoyed it.
Yeah, when you
When me
see
and
who's
Ash were
working, it's
working
like, oh,
together,
okay.
oh god, it was when we worked
It was
together,
actually jokes.
it
Like,
was
I'm not
jokes,
kidding.
and we would get done early still because we were that good.
And they'd be pissed. The supervisor would be pissed. I'm like, am I not supposed to laugh?
Also, I do want to mention last thing I mentioned of how hot of a mess this job was. Literally, I had to be supervisor one time, and
Yes, I was waiting for you to say that
yeah,
one.
I had to be supervisor, and I was like 17 or 18 at the time because I think I was like there the longest compared to everyone. And someone called out supervisor had to leave. Her like, yeah, you have to take over as supervisor. I was like, what? Yeah,
Never
that's
done this before. You
they
have to
would
do the
really throw you in
menus.
the waters. No, oh my gosh,
Yeah.
it was
They would
bad, but
literally throw you in the deepest end
yeah,
of all
be
time.
prepared to take
Like,
on any position that day because
you literally don't, there's any position. You could be the damn dishwasher, you could be the supervisor. Shoot, you might even be the damn cook making the sandwiches. Okay? And putting the damn
you might
grilled
be
cheeses
truck
on the
boy.
grill.
You might be truck boy unloading.
Yeah, you might be unloading the damn food off the truck too.
Oh gosh, man. There's so
But
many times we could go into.
I just wanted to say, like, we were really making like 20 bucks an hour. Not an hour, not an hour. Sheesh, I wish a
That would have
day
been nice.
for
A
for
day
3 hours.
for three or
And
3 hour shifts.
when I tell you, me and Natalia had a routine, baby. We would ball out. We'd go to the movies after work, smelling like onion. We would have to like drown ourselves in perfume.
Yeah, we do
There
like
was
a
a
girls'
time,
night
yeah, we
on a
do a girls'
Friday
night after work, and we'd get ready at the nursing home in the bathroom. One time,
to go to
Natalia had to
Fridays.
straighten
Yeah,
her
one time
hair in the
I had to restrict.
hallway. Ghetto, because they didn't have plugs in the bathroom, like the public bathrooms, which makes sense because the residents would probably find a way to
Yeah, so I had
electrocute
to quickly
themselves. But
straighten my hair. Yeah, that was bad.
yeah, and then we would go to Fridays. Well, we would go see a movie, then go to Fridays or vice versa. And we were balling, babe. Like, we would spend basically our whole check on Fridays and
We
movies,
would get an appetizer, a meal, and a
a meal
dessert.
and a
We just
dessert.
wasted our
Yep.
whole paycheck what we worked 3.5 hours for
Yeah. Yep.
on a Friday because like
I
we
just
need a treat. Mind you, we deserved that because the way we were
hell yeah.
working,
Well, we were burning that off immediately anyway.
literally
Like,
with the way we worked. But
we were like
yeah,
running, hauling. Like, I wish I had an Apple Watch back then to see
yeah,
how many
literally,
steps
I want
I
to see
was
how
getting.
many you were getting steps. I'd come back sweating sometimes with the heat and the way you
Yeah.
had to move. Yeah, that was oh gosh. Anyways,
Yeah.
can't even think about this
We
anymore.
move.
We
We
moved,
started
but
from the bottom, now we
literally,
here.
honestly,
We had to get humbled. I think that's a great,
it's
like,
a great. I think everyone
honestly,
needs to work a job like
especially
that.
like, I mean, I don't think I really needed to work a job like that because I see, like, my grandparents are hard workers, like my parents are hard workers,
Hmm.
my brothers are hard workers, so like I know what it
Right? Yeah,
takes to
we
be a hard
specifically
worker. Like,
didn't need it. Yeah,
exactly,
I could think
exactly.
of a few people that needed it.
Need it that didn't get it, but whatever. We move. Even I don't even we've I don't I might cut this out. We volunteered at a hospital And I was hauling sometimes there too. And that was volunteer. That was free. They were getting free labor out of me. For what reason?
Yeah, that was bad too.
But
Yeah.
I think that it was a great relax with great Ashley. I think it was a decent job for a first job
It was a
to like
yeah.
learn like, hey, this is money. Like the actual understanding like, okay, you work and you get money. That's how that works. Like I understood that like and I learned that the hard way, I think. I think that's the hardest way we could have learned that one
Yeah, that was
cuz that was insane. That was borderline like child.
we were
I'm
like
sure we were breaking some
17.
child labor laws somewhere. There
Yeah,
was definitely them. They were
that
getting
was
broken somehow.
But yeah,
But
we I think it was a great job to teach us like I think a first job like that. I've heard people have better first jobs. Honestly, I think I would have rather worked retail or something. But again, it
well, at least I worked retail as well
it motivated me being like,
afterwards.
yeah, I need to go to college and get a even though I knew that we were gonna do that. Yeah, facts. We
Yeah,
weren't the people that needed to work this job. I think it's just nice to look back and look at the progress. Like, I'm not working that. I'm here now. Shout out to us,
exactly.
honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah. Anyways, if y'all had a job like this, what was your first job experience like? Some people had some lit job experience, first jobs. I worked other,
Facts.
mind you. Quick disclaimer: for me, this wasn't my first like I guess formal job. Like I used to do other jobs. Like I would babysit and I was refing at like
Gosh.
14.
Yeah, she's
I was
over here
working
with the
odd
odd
jobs.
jobs.
I was
She's an
working odd.
odd job type of gal.
I started babysitting at like 13 or 14. And refing. What did I look like? A little baby running on the side with the flag.
Yeah, with the red card,
Getting yelled at by coaches.
offsides.
Like literally. Um
That's actually hilarious.
yeah, they would yell
Now
at
the
me and then
coach is yelling at you.
I went home crying once. I'm like, all right, relax, pal. They're five.
Oh
I
my
did. I because he yelled at me. I didn't call. I'm like, they're literally five. They're tripping over each other. Um,
god.
yeah,
Jesus.
I worked a lot, but this was like my first formal job I stayed in for a while. But yeah,
Yeah, like we
um,
got a W too.
yeah, me too.
This isn't no under the table stuff.
No under the table, but
Oh god.
yeah. Anyway, so we're not gonna do a put you on segment this week, but hopefully we will do something next week. And so yeah, we hope you guys have a great rest of your week. The usual. Rate, share, subscribe to our YouTube. Now we can say subscribe.
You know,
Turn on post
subscribe.
notifications.
Exactly.
You can turn
So,
notifications on podcast too. So on Apple Podcasts,
and
if you listen.
on Instagram too. If you want to see our posts, you
True.
know,
Go like our
as soon
recent
as they're
posts.
exactly as soon as they're out and uploaded, baby, you'll be notified. So, do that if you
hmm
so choose.
Um, but yeah, and let us know what your first job experience was. We're gonna do like a poll or something because I want to know, or maybe we'll do like a question. We'll figure it out. We're gonna do something because I want to know. Maybe it was just us that had horrible first job experiences.
Yeah,
Not
that
horrible.
was
I don't want to say horrible.
babe, babe. Let's stop. We need to stop trying to be nice with that job because it wasn't nice to us at
Yeah,
all.
for the pay we were getting, but
No,
$20 again. $20.
at that point, keep the money for my peace of mind, for my sanity. Just we're done. I'm leaving. It's over.
So we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. DM us again feedback. We want to hear from y'all. We like hearing from y'all. And yeah, you have anything else to add?
No.
And again,
Other
we
than
hope
we
you like the
started
new
from the bottom,
rebrand.
babe.
Yeah, we did start from the
Yeah,
bottom,
yeah, the
literally.
new rebrand.
We hope you guys like the
Um,
rebrand.
yeah, but other than that, we started from the bottom. Now we're here, baby. We're on the top. Well, I was gonna say top floor, child. We ain't at the top floor just yet. We ain't at the
We're getting there
penthouse,
though.
but we're working our way up.
We're at the high rise.
We're
We're
at
at the
the
high
high
rise.
rise, but we're not at the penty yet. We're not at the penthouse.
But we're
Give it,
working there.
give it a little
Yeah.
bit. We're getting there. We're getting there. We'll get there in due time. But, and y'all will too. Y'all meet us up there.
Everyone's there. Yeah.
Everyone's there. We taking the elevator all the way
Yeah.
up. So but other than that, thank you guys for supporting us and listening to this episode. We hope you have a great week and we'll talk to you next week. Bye y'all.